Yeah. So I'm gonna continue on with part two of my story. As you know, anybody who know me, they know I've been to all 50 states. So I basically accomplished that goal within 7 years. And basically, what I did was I usually go to multiple states in one trip. So this right here is part two of my story. My 50 state journey. I basically did Georgia and I did Alabama all in like the same trip. So for those who don't know, Alabama is not too far from Atlanta. You can literally drive there. It doesn't take too long to get there. So I drove down there, man. I think the first place I went to was Montgomery. I went to the church where Martin Luther King organized the bus boycott and everything. That's out there. And I know when I pulled up there, it was kind of crazy because it didn't look like something that stood out too much. It looked like a regular church. It's a regular old building. And basically it had like, signs there letting you know like this is the famous church that, Martin Luther King preached out of and everything. I remember I was driving and it was white people driving through with the Confederate flag. And I was just like, oh man, this is crazy, And I'm just like, I'm from New York, like this, we don't really see that up there, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I really can't live out here. Like, I probably would get into it, with white people because like they real flamboyant with their racism and everything like that. But it was crazy because I was actually on my way to the Civil Rights Museum. And mind you, I'm out there by myself. I'm in Alabama driving around by myself. But I was on my way to the Civil Rights Museum and these white boys were driving by with the Confederate flag. And they drove right past the Civil Rights Museum. So yeah, I don't know if they did that on purpose or they were trying to, terrorize people, with showing that but it just was kind of like crazy, the reality of like, yeah, this is how it is for real. The crazy part about it is I parked my car and then I was approached by a white security guard and he was friendly as hell. So it's just like mind-boggling. Like you got these white people out here that clearly they racist, and then you got this guy that's being friendly. But obviously he was on his job. But I ain't trying to say nothing about his character now. But yeah, that's just how that went. But yeah, man, I went inside the Civil Rights Museum, and they have this wall where they have different pictures of people, and it's a brief description under it, basically telling you like who they were and everything. They had everybody from Emmett Till to like different people who died to fight for our rights to vote and things like that. And I was reading these different stories and just going like, man, America really got a bad history. You know what I mean? That they try to hide and cover up, but it's a very big thing that's in American history. It was numerous people who got killed. People got killed in front of churches or in front of government buildings and all kind of stuff for trying to get black people to vote. And it was real educational, it was real mind-opening, you know what I mean? And I think it's something that a lot of black people should go see and go experience and go learn about. So from Montgomery, I drove down to Selma, and I went to this bridge that basically Martin Luther King led his march from. And if I'm not mistaken, he led it from Montgomery down to Selma, which driving, it took me 50 minutes. So I only can imagine how much time it took them to walk there. But while I was out there, I just learned a lot, man, about Martin Luther King, and I gained a great deal of respect for him because he was a brave person, man. He did all this back in the day when they was hanging people and killing people, and he showed them that he wasn't scared, and he got black people, to unite and show the world that we're not afraid of you, and we're very much real, and you're gonna respect us and everything. But the importance of that was the bridge in Selma where he led his march to. The bridge is named after a Klansman. You know what I mean? That's the reason why he chose that bridge to march to. You know what I mean? And right next to the bridge is this grave from an unnamed soldier. They don't really know who the soldier is, but the soldier was from the Civil War and everything. They got a little grave site right there for whoever the person was. But I went there, and after that I went down to Birmingham, Alabama. So I went to the 16th Street Church. That's where, if anybody don't know, it was a church, a black church, and the KKK had firebombed it and killed like 4 black little girls and everything like that. But yeah, Martin Luther King had a lot of rallies and things like that outside there. And across the street from the church is this park, and a lot of beatings took place in that park. A lot of white people beat down a lot of black people and things like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think they even hung black people in that park, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, basically that's some of the things I've seen out there. And like I said, I just gained a great deal of respect for him you know, because you know, he just did a lot, man. I think they had a statue of him too, and it was called Kelly Ingram Park, you know. But yeah, man, I gained a lot of respect for Martin Luther King going out to Alabama, man. Yeah, so you know, if you want to go out there, that's a couple things to see and do. Like I said, I went to all 3 of those cities all in one day. They're not that far from each other, and it was real educational, man. Yeah, so check that out. All right, peace.